What is this scissor-like device I bought years ago at a flea market? At first I thought it was some sort of oyster opener. But it definitely isn't. I found some pictures of regular small scissors with similar handle shapes, but still, this one is a mystery to me. I really like it and it's sitting on my shelves, but people often ask me about it, and I have no answer for them whatsoever. Any ideas? It's a 19th century umbilical cord clamp. Midwives' umbilical clamps used to be shaped like storks for their association with delivering babies. It seems a clever marketing person noticed that midwives would often work on embroidery projects while waiting hours and sometimes days for labor to progress, and expanded the range to embroidery scissors in the same shape. I'm pretty sure midwives today have a bit more to occupy their time, and the appeal of the novelty ornate scissors has spread beyond their original niche. What is this wooden handle with a metal end thing? It's about 2 feet long. It looks pretty old, maybe from the 1930s to 60s, and it doesn't have any visible writing or branding. I thought it might be used to take off boots perhaps. I've been asking older family members and friends about it for a couple of months now, but didn't have much luck. My Googling wasn't working out either because I didn't really know where to start. Any ideas? It's a late 1800s laundry fork for agitating water in an old-fashioned copper tub that they used to light fires under to boil the laundry. As soon as I saw it I knew it. We had one hanging beside the copper when I was a kid, and it was well used. What is this thing I found in a toolbox in the library I work in? It has a wooden handle with metal spokes and about 15 centimeters long. It can be tightened or loosened by 5 millimeters, but otherwise parts don't move. Our current best guesses are some form of bookbinding tool, with suggestions like leatherworking or gold foiling, which would make sense for book repairs. A coworker is very sure we used this for repairs in the 90s, but can't remember what form of repairs. Googling tools in those areas hasn't brought up any images that match it though. Any idea what this could be? It's a typewriter cleaner, made in England by Parker Roller. I would love to say this was from any site, but it was just a reverse Google image search, since it's such a distinctive looking thing, and I cannot find how this thing works, but it comes with a bobbin, and some instructions say the roller must revolve freely over type, and the bobbin should be replaced before it becomes too saturated with ink. If you have used this before, please tell us how this thing works. What is this thing about 7 inches long and made of glass? I found it in my grandparents' house. One end has a metal removable attachment, and the other end is a smooth tapered glass tube. It also has a metal screen at each end of the bulb and a gasket. Do you have any ideas on what this could be? It's an Electrolux vacuum attachment to vaporize mothballs from the mid-1940s. It was used to treat closets and storage areas for moth damage prevention. Mothballs are placed inside this attachment, which is connected to the vacuum exhaust end. When the hot exhaust from the motor hits them, it vaporizes them and creates a gas that is deadly to moths and some other flying insects. What is this stick with 4 prongs approximately 1 foot long? I ran a reverse image search and came up with nothing. I found it hanging in an older relative's home in rural northwestern Wisconsin, possibly Scandinavian in origin given family heritage. What could these be? It's a churning tool, a tool for manually whipping liquid pre-electricity. It can be used to whip omelets, pancakes, dessert creams, yogurts, sauces, and even purees. I've seen people use something like this to stir sauces in Senegal and the Amazon region. Turns out they share a somewhat uncommon specific tool with Scandinavian countries. It's a cut from the top part of a young pine tree, then carefully remove the bark and dry. What is this spoon-like thing with a pointed end? Made of solid silver with engravings. It measures 36 centimeters with no stamps or manufacturer signs. There are some engravings like a 2-headed bird or eagle on the spoon-like part. The other side is like a big needle. The whole thing is made from pure silver and has its origin probably in South America or Arabian countries. The parts are most likely cast and then soldered together. Does anyone has seen such a thing or knows its purpose? It's a garment pin called tupu from South America, possibly Peruvian or Bolivian, and most likely manufactured during Spanish colonialism. Silver pieces of this design were traditionally worn as a closure on shawls or other woven fabrics and signified the wealth of the wearer. I found this rusted and dirty metal container with a detachable lid buried under a bridge. It has lots of small holes on the sides, bottom and top, and the holes are in the shape of circles around the entire container. I took it home and I don't know what it is. The lid also has a little dangly bit on the top. What is this thing? It's the built-in tea infuser of a 1920s aluminum tea kettle. I found one on eBay, and marked sunlight aluminum brightens the home at the bottom. It hangs in a teapot lid and serves as a strainer for your tea. We have had this strange object in my family house for years since I was a child. All family has its own idea of what it could be. It looks like chopsticks to me, but longer and larger, slightly longer than my forearm. What could this be? It's a 19th century glove stretcher circa 1860s. In the 19th century it was usual for the middle and upper class to wear gloves outdoors. In fact, it would have been considered inappropriate not to wear or carry a pair of gloves. Glove stretchers were used to open up the fingers of gloves before they were put on. They are hinged in the middle so that when the stretcher has been put into the glove finger, it can be opened up, stretching the finger out. What is this thing I found while cleaning my parents' basement? It was originally my grandparents', and it looks like some sort of book holder or something. It is made out of wood, and the paint is heavily chipped. Ripped up pieces of newspaper were found inside the top compartment, one of which was dated 1967. Maybe there was a drawer that slid in and out of the top compartment, because when I found the ripped papers, they were mashed into the back of that top compartment. Let me know what you think. It's a mid-century Italian Florentine-style phone stand. There should be a drawer for pens and paper. The vertical cavity is for your city phone book. The top is a handle for moving it about, and the telephone sat on the flat top surface. What is this brass periscopic item, possibly dating from World War II British Army? But I'm not sure about its function. About 12 centimeters long when fully extended. It has a mirror inside that acts like a little periscope. Maybe for looking into something. It's not very heavy or big. It also has a chain and fastener. Any ideas? Please tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.